Hello, everyone. I'm free playing as Eric, and we're just getting up in the morning, and we're gonna get started to get my friend Janice out of jail. Let's see how things going in the Golden Sparrow Inn. The inn's rustic elegance is immediately apparent, with sturdy wooden furniture and walls adorned with artwork and tapestries that speak silently of the town's culture and history. The flickering light from the fireplace casts a welcoming glow, illuminating faces of patrons immersed in quiet meals or hushed conversations. It's a place that promises a respite from my travels, a spot where stories and rest intertwine. Does it go there? All right, everything's fine. What do we have? The inn, the lodgings. Yeah, I'll be in the room. Yeah, I'm gonna leave. Go to the tap room.
You step into the Golden Sparrow Inn, greeted by the warm glow of the hearth and the inviting scent of freshly baked bread and spiced ale. The inn, known for its welcoming atmosphere, buzzes with the chatter of patrons, the clinking of glasses, and occasional laughter. As you look around, several options catch your eye.
I will chat with the innkeeper.
You approach the bar, where Olivia, the innkeeper, polishes a glass with a practiced hand. Her auburn hair cascades over her shoulders, framing a face that carries the light of hospitality and the grace of the hearth. She looks up and greets you with a warm smile. You approach the bar, where Olivia, the innkeeper, polishes a glass with a practiced hand. Her auburn hair cascades over her shoulders, framing a face that carries the light of hospitality and the grace of the hearth. She looks up and greets you with a warm smile.
What is the latest word on the streets?
Olivia leans in, her voice dropping to an excited whisper. You've come at an interesting time. There's talk of a mysterious figure seen near Aronthag's descent after dark. And just last week, a merchant claimed his entire shipment of silk vanished overnight. But the juiciest bit? There's a rumor that Commander Jarek himself is entangled in a secret romance with a foreign dignitary. She gives a knowing nod, clearly relishing the role of an informant.
I'll tell you what, let's talk later, Olivia.
Of course, Olivia replies understandingly. Take your time. The Golden Sparrow is your home as long as you're here. If you need anything or just want to chat, you know where to find me, she says with a friendly nod, giving you space to relax and explore the inn at your own pace. Return to the world map.
All right, it is now 7:20. Let's think it's time to go to the jail. Let's get going. It's the residential district. I don't want to go there. To the residential district. Come on. Yes, it is the guard barracks. The Linford Guard barracks stands before me with a stern facade, its opposing structure, a clear sign of the city's order and discipline, the sight of a uniformed figure, likely a captain from his bearing, reminds me of the experienced authority that governs this place. I'll talk to the guard captain.
The stern facade of the Lanford Guard barracks looms ahead, its foreboding presence a stark reminder of the city's stringent order. Approaching the entrance, you are met by a figure whose bearing and uniform mark him as more than a mere guard, a captain, perhaps, his demeanor exuding authority and seasoned experience.
I will go at number one. Excuse me, Captain. You begin, addressing him in a respectful nod. I'm here about Janus Bone Thrusher. I've been informed he's currently in your custody.
The captain sizes you up with a practiced eye, his expression revealing nothing.
I will use diplomacy. I understand the situation may seem clear-cut, but Janus acted out of a misunderstanding. I assure you, his intentions were never to cause harm or disrupt the peace. We're willing to make amends for the confusion and ensure such an incident doesn't occur again.
The captain's expression softens slightly, but his stance remains firm. Assault charges are serious. Normally, we wouldn't consider releasing someone so hastily. However, he glances around, ensuring a measure of privacy. Our cells are near capacity, and the commander's been looking for a solution that doesn't involve releasing the more dangerous elements back into the streets.
Let's see what my choices are. I will go at number two. I understand the seriousness of the charges, but I believe there is more to the story. Janus isn't a violent man without cause. Could we discuss the circumstances that led to his arrest?
The captain regards you intently, his eyes narrowing as he assesses your sincerity. His stance relaxing ever so slightly. The incident at the market was unusual, he admits, his voice lowering. Janus's actions were disproportionate, but some witnesses suggested provocation. It's an atypical case, not our usual brawl or petty squabble. The captain's words hint at complexities beneath the surface, echoing your belief that Janus's actions were not without reason.
What if Janus were placed under my supervision instead? You propose. I assure you he won't cause any more trouble under my watch.
The captain considers your offer, his gaze fixed on you as if trying to discern your true intentions. The idea of releasing Janus into your custody seems to be a new consideration, one that requires careful thought. After a moment, the captain responds, his tone cautious yet not dismissive. That's an unconventional request. However, he continues, his eyes still locked onto yours, given the unusual nature of this case, and considering our current situation with cell space, it might be a viable option. He pauses, as if weighing his next words. But let me be clear, he adds with a sternness that reaffirms his authority, if I agree to this, Janus's conduct will be your responsibility. Any misstep, any further disturbance, and it won't just be him facing the consequences. You have my word, Captain, you assure him. The captain, seeing your resolve, gives a slow nod. I'll agree to your terms on one condition, he says, leaning forward slightly. We have a situation that requires a delicate touch, something outside the usual protocols. A series of thefts in the merchant district has been causing us a great deal of trouble. We suspect it's the work of the Thieves' Guild. You listen intently, understanding that this is more than just a simple trade-off. This is a chance to prove yourself, to show that your word and your actions carry weight. I'll get to the bottom of this. Can you tell me more about the thefts? You inquire, eager to gather as much information as possible to strategize your next move. The captain sighs, his frustration with the situation evident in his demeanor. It started a few weeks ago, seemingly minor items. Jewelry, small trinkets, and other valuables. Then it escalated to more valuable objects, more recent targets even had signs of forced entry. We suspect the guild, but we haven't been able to gather any evidence. The victims are reluctant to speak with us, afraid of further retribution. We need this matter resolved as soon as possible and discreetly before it escalates further. Thank you, Captain. I'll do my best to resolve this quickly. He gives you a brisk nod and dismisses you with a wave of his hand. Very well, you're free to go. But if you need assistance, you can find me at the barracks. Return to world map.
Let me see if I can talk to Janus.
Inside the barracks, the heavy clang of the cell door echoes through the stone corridor as it swings open, revealing Janus Bone Thrusher. He stands up, his imposing figure almost filling the doorway. His expression shifts from stark surprise to relief as he sees you. The last time Janus saw you, you were both in the collapsing ruins, a situation from which escape seemed improbable. By all accounts, he might have believed that you perished along with Rayla. By the gods, you're alive! Janus exclaims, his voice a mixture of shock and relief. I thought you were done for back in those ruins. What in the world happened to you?
Alright, it's a long story, Janus. I barely made it, you reply, hinting at the neuro experience. But we can talk about that later. Right now, we got more immediate issues to deal with.
Janus's concern quickly shifts to another matter, his expression turning grave. Did Rayla make it too? Have you seen her? He asks urgently. His question is loaded with worry.
The question hits a nerve, bringing back a rush of memories and unanswered questions. I haven't seen her since the collapse, you admit, your voice tingled with a mixture of concern and uncertainty. After I fell, I ended up elsewhere and had to find my way back. I don't know what happened to her.
Janus nods solemnly, taking in every detail of your story. Then we have more reasons to find them both, he says, his voice carrying a newfound determination. If you could survive that, they could have too. We have to hold on to that hope. As you lead him out of his cell, the heavy door closing with a definitive clang behind you, you quickly brief him on the current situation and the conditions of his release.
The captain, you know what? Let's see with this. The naive captain agreed to let you out. I prefer number two, but for the sake of argument, do you go with number one? As much as I prefer to go with the number two, I believe I'm more of a diplomatic, pragmatic person, but I have to choose the number one. So I will explain to him the situation. The captain has agreed to release you into my custody. You say, noting the surprise raise of his eyebrow. But there is a condition. You need to handle a situation for the city guard that involves the Thieves Guild and a series of thefts in the merchant district.
Janus' face hardening with the mention of the Thieves Guild. The Thieves Guild, huh? That's a dangerous game, he says, his voice low and serious. But if it means getting out of the cell and helping you, I'm in. I owe you one for coming back for me. Just remember, Any trouble and it's on both of us. We need to approach this tactfully, you remind him. Got it, Janus replies, a serious tone underlining his commitment. I'm not keen on making more waves than necessary. Let's get to work and see what we can uncover. And after this, we'll find out what happened to Rayla and Claire. He pauses for a moment, running a hand through his hair, then adds with a wry grin, but first, mate, I'm in dire need of a proper bath and a decent bed. Can't tackle mysteries while smelling like a bog and feeling like I've been sleeping on rocks. There is a cozy inn nearby, you say, the Golden Sparrow Inn. Golden Sparrow Inn, eh? Janus raises an eyebrow, his grin widening. Sounds like just the place I need. Lead the way, friend. As you and Janus make your way through the streets of Lanford, the city's vibrant life unfolds around you. The bustling markets, the chatter of townsfolk, and the distant melody of a lute player create a tapestry of everyday life.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and leave. Anything else? The King's Justice? Let me go ahead and check out the King's Justice while I'm here.
The scent of ink and aged parchment clings to the air as you step into the dimly lit bounty office. A heavy wooden counter separates you from a grizzled clerk, his face lined with years of tallying debts and weighing bloodied trophies. Shelves behind him hold scrolls detailing wanted criminals, each adorned with sketches of desperate eyes and faded ink rewards. A ledger sits open before him, and without looking up, he grunts, "State your business." "I'll be back. I'll be back."
Okay, you want to go to the end? We will go to the end. That's the slums. Residential. Residential. Where's the merchant? Everything's residential. Residential. That's the slums. That's the shrine. Yeah, let's go here. Nothing here. Oh, wait a minute. Who are you? Shortcut action. How about you? Can I talk to you? Local contacts action gathers info. No, it's not going to let me do that. Okay, walk. My turn. Oh, explaining length of arena. What is this? Evening glow. Nested in the slums of Langford, the medieval arena excludes a gritty and aged atmosphere. Its crumbling stone walls and overgrown patches of grass and dirt tells tales of neglect and forgotten battles. The shabby architecture is adorned with wooden crates, broken stone pillars, and remnants of old decorations. I'll talk to the arena master.
You walk through the narrow alleys of Lanford slums, the sounds of the arena growing louder with each step. As you approach the entrance, the worn stone steps lead you to a large wooden door, slightly ajar. You push it open and step into the arena grounds, where the smell of damp earth and aged wood greets you. Standing near the entrance, a broad-shouldered man with a bald head and a magnificent white beard catches your eye. His robe, adorned with intricate gold patterns, suggests a position of authority. He turns to you, his eyes sharp and inquisitive. Are you here to participate or place a bet? His voice is gruff but carries an air of command.
I'll be on my way to district. As night descends, Lingthor's residential district wraps itself in a serene hush, punctuated only by the soft glow of lanterns. Shadows dance gently on the walls, crafting tales of a day's end. Windows become beacons of warmth in the cool air, revealing glimpses of families gathered. The days toll, giving way to rest. Okay, so the market is here. Linford's Marketplace. As night descends upon Linford's Marketplace, the lively hum of Commerce gives way to serene stillness. Stalls once bustling with activity now stand cloaked in darkness, their goods hidden under protective coverings. Stores are closed during nighttime. Okay, the marketplace. Let's check activities. Can't do that. The fence. Let's talk to the fence.
In a narrow, dimly lit alleyway, a figure leans against the wall, adjusting the cuffs of his immaculate coat with slow, deliberate precision. As you step closer, the flickering light of a lantern catches a glint in his eye. Isaac, the man who always knows a guy, always has a deal, and never asks too many questions. Ah, well now, look who's come strolling into my office, he drawls, flashing a grin full of charm and mischief. Name's Isaac. Folks like me tend to, acquire things. Things folk like you might be needin'. Course, nothin' comes free in this world, but lucky for you, I am feelin' generous. So, tell me, what's caught your fancy?
Need some information, bud. But perhaps another time. It is near midnight, so let's go to the inn. Yeah, I'll talk to Olivia.
You approach the bar, where Olivia, the innkeeper, polishes a glass with a practiced hand. Her auburn hair cascades over her shoulders, framing a face that carries the light of hospitality and the grace of the hearth. She looks up and greets you with a warm smile.
Yes, has anything happened at the inn recently?
Well, just a few nights ago, we had the famous bard Alwyn perform here. Had everyone in tears by the end of it? And then there was the night when two rival merchant lords almost came to blows right where you're sitting. It's never dull around here, that's for certain, Olivia recounts with a chuckle.
All right, what I'm gonna have to do is we'll talk later.
Of course, Olivia replies understandingly. Take your time. The Golden Sparrow is your home as long as you're here. If you need anything or just want to chat, you know where to find me, she says with a friendly nod, giving you space to relax and explore the inn at your own pace. Return to the world map.
No, I don't want to go to. We'll go to the inn room, the lodgings. We'll just end everything here. So far today has been successful. I gotten my friend out of jail. And since he's out of jail, we gotta do some work. So this is the end of the day to wrap up. So thank you for watching. Please leave something in the comments if you made it this far. And have a nice day.